So good morning, learner. Welcome to our today's lesson, the 6th of August 2020. Now, in our today's lesson, as I promised you, we are going to deal with something very crucial and very critical that you are supposed to take keen interest and keen note of that, what we are going to explain here. Now, I know you know what balloons are, so our experiment is going to just be about balloons. There's a question that comes from balloons that we only, many times just pick balloons and play with them, but you don't know whether a question can come from them. So we are going to have an activity. And these are the materials that you're supposed to have. And the activity is going to be producing static electricity using balloons. Producing static electricity using balloons. How are we going to produce static electricity using balloons? Then I'm going to show you. So the materials that you're supposed to have, I'm writing the materials because next time I will expect you to also assemble the same balloon materials. As I do here, you see, you're also doing back home. So we need to have 2 balloons and 2 lengths of thread. 2 balloons, 2 balloons, 2 lengths of threads. Then we go to the procedure. Every activity has a procedure. Number 1, you're going to inflate those 2 balloons. Inflate the balloons. What do you mean by inflating, learner? We inflate balloons, we inflate tires, meaning that we're putting air on it so that it can become stable. Tie each balloon with a piece of thread about a centimeters long. Tie each balloon with a piece of thread, about 30 centimeters long. Number 3, after tying, all the balloons by the thread. All the balloons by the thread. You know what I'm saying? You hold the thread and balloons are flying here. So you hold the balloons by the thread. Bring them close together. Bring them close together. Bring them close together. After holding them, bring them together. Remember where we begin by inflating them, tying using a thread that is 30 centimeters long, and then now we are bringing them together. We are holding them by the thread and bring them together. Observe what happens and record your observations. Observe what happens and record your observations. Very, very important. Number 4, now charge one of the balloons by rubbing it several times on your hair or on your clothes. Charge one of the balloons by rubbing on the hair or clothing. Then what are you supposed to do, Lana, for doing that? All the balloons by the threads and once again bring them close. Or bring them together and bring them close together. Close together. Observe and record your observations. Observe and record your observations. Number 5, Lana. Use a damp cloth or to rub the balloon you want charged. This removes the charge. Allow it to dry. So, use a damp cloth to rub the balloon you are charged to remove what? To remove the charge. So, by rubbing using a damp cloth, it removes the charge that you reduced by rubbing on the hair or clothing. Then after doing that, allow it to dry completely. Allow it to dry completely. Allow it to dry completely. Then number 6, learner. Rub the 2 balloons at the same time on your hair or using your clothing. That is number 6. Rub the 2 balloons again. The 2 balloons on your hair or using a cloth. At the same time, we are rubbing them at the same time. Then, what are you supposed to do? Bring the 2 charged balloons close together. Bring the 2 balloons, the 2 charged balloons close together. Remember, once you rub them on the hair or on a clothing, the 2 of them, they acquire a charge. So after they acquire that charge, bring them together again. 7. Rub using a damp cloth to remove the charge. You have known why we are rubbing them using a damp cloth. Of course, to remove that charge, because there is another experiment we are going to do using the same balloons. This is the next procedure you will do. That is 7. You are going to use 8. You are going to use different materials to rub the balloons. Use different materials to rub the balloons. Rub the balloons and bring them together. Bring them close together. At this point, you record your observations. Observe and record your observation. And record what happens. Observe and record what happens. Now, at the end of the day, you must have a table looking like this. So I'll pass you through the procedure very fast. What I've just written can be summarized. Can be summarized in a table, just like this. We're going to have a table with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and lastly 5. That table is going to summarize exactly what we are doing. Now I'll just take you through what we have done, the procedures. That is the activity. And then observation. observation. So our activity 1 was to inflate 2 balloons. 2 uncharged balloons are brought together. Remember, I told you, inflate the balloons and bring them together. So the balloons were not charged. They were not wrapped using any material, meaning that they had no charge. So we are going to say activity 1, 2 uncharged balloons brought close together. Brought close together. What happened? You will realize, Lana, because these 2 balloons have not been charged. Once you bring them together, in your observation, you are going to see that as you do it at home. Once you inflate and bring them together, nothing happens. So our observation is that nothing happens. So that is supposed to be your observation in that particular section of the observation. So there's no other answer which you can get there. Nothing happens. The nothing happens, what we are calling nothing happens, we are going to see it in the next step. So in our second step, Lana, we are saying a charged balloon is brought to an uncharged balloon. A charged balloon is brought to an uncharged balloon. So when a charged balloon is brought to an uncharged balloon, what happens? So what happens? If one balloon is charged, the other one is not charged, and you bring them together, what happens? Of course, Lana, they are going, of course, nothing happens. Nothing happens. Nothing happens. A charged balloon brought to an uncharged balloon, nothing happens. Number 3, 2 balloons charged at the same time with the same material. 2 balloons charged with at the same time with the same material, brought together, brought close together. What happens? Remember, these 2 balloons are charged at the same time with the same material, meaning that if these are the balloons I'm talking about, balloon A, that is A and B, you wrap using a piece of cloth. So this cloth wraps this one, the same cloth also wraps this one. If you wrap the 2 using the same material, they acquire the same charge. Lana, you realize that charges of the same kind brought together, they repel. So this, they are going to repel. What is to repel? Move away from one another because they have the same charge. So if you bring them together because you have wrapped them using the same charge, they are going to repel. They are going to repel. The last one, Lana, 2 balloons charged using different materials. 2 balloons charged using same material. So different material. Using different material. and broad closed. Broad closed. Learner, you know exactly what is going to happen. If these are cloth, these are another plastic. Let's say plastic. So you use this plastic to rub balloon A using a plastic, and then you use a cloth to rub balloon B. If you bring the two charged balloons together, they are going to attract. They are going to attract. Why are they going to attract, learner? Because the two balloons have acquired different charge. It's like this one is a negative charge, this is a positive charge. When a negative and a positive is brought together, they are going to attract. They are going to attract. Very, very important to look at these observations because this is a question in the exam. Two uncharged balloons brought close together, nothing happens. A charged balloon is brought to an uncharged balloon, nothing happens. Two balloons charged at the same time using the same material, they are going to repel. And lastly, two balloons charged using different materials, they are going to attract one another. So on top of the work that I've given, so what is this we're calling attract and repel? Repel is moving away from one another. Attract is pulling one another towards each other. So that's exactly what we are going to see. That is exactly what we are going to see. So if you have seen, there are questions there that you're supposed to answer. So when two balloons are brought together before they are rammed, nothing happens. They neither attract nor repel. They neither attract or repel. The balloons have no charge. That's the reason why they are not. Nothing is happening. We've just inflated them, brought them back, together. Nothing is happening because they don't have charges. Then when two balloons are charged at the same time, you see the same material. They acquire the same charge. They have like charges. So if you try to bring them together, because of the same charges, they are going to repel. They are going to repel. They repel each other. And then when two balloons are charged using different materials and brought together, they are going to attract each other because they have what we call unlike. They have what we call unlike charges. Unlike, this is unlike, this is like, and this is also like charges. So now, this table is very, very important. I want to copy it the way it is. The procedures that I've given you on the board, very, very important. It's going to guide you even to perform this experiment back at home and keep yourself busy. So when you come in our next lesson, we are done with static electricity. We are going to begin current electricity and see the sources of current electricity as we're going to explain further. So until next time, I want to wish you well. Read these notes, copy them well, and ensure that every time you are reading to ensure that your brain is always busy. Thank you and God bless you.